Okay guys, so today we are going to be talking about the leg press and how to set yourself up, how to execute, how to perform the leg press to get the most out of your quads. Keep in mind that a leg press, no matter how much you try, you can get a little bit of hamstring involvement, but this is predominantly a quad exercise. So we're going to put yourself in the best position so you can feel not just the insides of your legs, where a lot of people tend to feel it, but the outside of this big sweep of our quad. So the first thing we want to do when we're setting up for the leg press is actually get rid of this pad here. And the reason why we want to get rid of this pad is because if I'm trying to push as much force as I can through this metal plate here, obviously the weight's going to come down and it's going to compress me into this, the pad, right? Now when we do that, if you've ever done a bench press, bench press, or you've ever done a push-up off a mattress, when you apply that force to get rid of the weight off your back, you're going to sink into mattress, right? Which is why they created cushioning at the bottom of the foot, is to absorb force. Now we don't want to absorb any force, because if we do, this thing might not come back up. So the first thing we want to do is get rid of anything that's going to absorb force. Now I know some leg presses have padding and cushioning, and if you can't get rid of it, then maybe put something over the top of it that's nice and hard surfaced. Otherwise, it is what it is. You just got to roll the punches. So, next point, let's set up our feet. We want to create 3 points of contact. The first 2 points, the toes are running in line with our big toe and our small toe. So that's point 1 and point 2. Our third point is our heel. So rock back onto your heels and you'll feel the third point there. This position, what we're going to do, we're actually going to take our feet a little wider than, we're probably in line with our hips. Yeah, actually we will go in line with our hips. You can go wider than your hips and simulate a squat stance, that's not too bad. But at the end of the day, we are doing a leg press, so that's what we'll go with. So again, 3 points, 1, 2, and our 3 is our heel. We're gonna screw our feet in, allow our knees to flare slightly out. We're gonna place the weight to the outside of the feet, and allow our knees to be almost bowed, right? And the reason being is because if we're in this position here and we allow this weight to come down, we're going to get all the load through the vastus medialis, and the load's probably not going to transfer as much through the vastus lateralis and create knee issues. So we'll overload this middle section here and get what we call patella tracking. Or poor patella tracking, sorry, where the patella, let's not do that, where the patella wants to roll in. Also, when we do this and we come down to the bottom and our knees are in close, you can see the limited range of motion that I have in this position here versus the position I'm going to show you in just a moment. So, let's think about this now. We're going to go to points 1 and 2, 3 is the heel, screw our feet in, weight to the outsides of the feet. We're going to allow our knees to come out, which is then going to make us squeeze our glutes on. Now that is what I want you to concentrate when you do this exercise, is that we are nothing but squeezing our glutes on. From here, we're going to disc rack and allow our knees to come out like a ballerina. So screw your feet in, knees come out, squeeze your glutes on. With your hands, we're not quite done yet. We're going to pull ourselves down and into the bench and pull our shoulder blades back and down, so we are locked in. Nice and strong, allow these knees to come out, and we're going to get a nice, big, deep, full range of motion. Now you can see that my heels wanted to raise off. I do have naturally poor ankle mobility, but if you're finding that your knees are driving off, and just take those feet a little wider. Again, you can see my heels coming off. But squeeze your glutes, knees come out, drive the knees out, drive up through. Now when we do this, and we're at the bottom point of the leg press, you might find that you round off. And as soon as you start rounding off, that's when this exercise needs to stop. That's your full range of motion. We don't want to go into spinal flexion. We want to make sure that our back is nice and pinned in, which is why we're pulling ourselves down. Our knees are allowed to flare out and we're not rolling, how can I do this? Rolling under with our hips. So let's go through again. Toes, heels, screw your feet in, weight to the outside, allow your knees to come out, pull yourself down, shoulder blades back and down, and press. Give yourself, open up your hips and give your knees room to go somewhere. If we come in nice and tight, if we're coming down in this direction here, our knees have nowhere to go. We're going to hit our body. If we come out, they're allowed room. Another thing to be aware of, when we screw our feet in, and we pull ourselves down, we can get what we call a whipping effect. We come down here, and we whip in, and we press from this position there. Okay? Whip. That tells me that your glutes are off. Now, a lot of people reach for those shitty fucking glute bands that they put around their knees in order to allow to keep their glutes on. This tells me that they've lost their tension through their feet, because if you have your tension through your feet and your knees are tracking out, you will not lose tension through your ass, because your ass creates external rotation that way. So the reason why I hate these bands around knees is because it's a band-aid covering a hemorrhage, but that's a whole different issue. So allow that room for that weight to travel down. Give yourself more room with your hips when you come down, rather than coming in and pressing through. Again, if you're getting this whipping effect, which is what I was talking about just before, you need to make sure that your knees are tracking the same way out as they're coming back in. So we want to track out and then track the same way back in. 1 and 2. And that there, team, is how I get all my guys to do a leg press. I hope you have learnt a few tips from this little tutorial video, and stay tuned for the next one.